Welcome to the Mo'olelo channel in conjunction with the Umiverse. I'm Umi Perkins. I noticed that 4 of the 5 most important dates in Hawaiian history were in the 19th century, and the remaining date was in the 18th century. So I thought I'd compile a list of 5 20th century dates to keep in mind. Let's get right into it. Number 6. 1954, the Democratic Revolution. John A. Burns, who later became governor, called this the end of economic strangulation in November 1954. This revolution, such as it was, created the society we live in today, for better or worse. For the vast majority, it was for the better. For Hawaiians, it was debatable. It was unquestionably different from the elite and Big Five controlled society of the Republican oligarchy, which stretched back nearly to the mid-19th century. 7. 1921, the Hawaiian Commission Act. Prince Kuhio's crowning achievement, Kamehameha Ali'i, the chief's gift, as the shopping center in Kapolei now reminds us, was achieved a year before his death. It's debatable exactly how many acres comprise the homelands, somewhere between 180,000 and 200,000. And only in Hawaii would the state neglect to keep track of its own lands. One might suspect foul play. The trust has been burdened with a lack of funding from the beginning, but has managed to give out roughly 10,000 leases in its century-long existence. Possibly as many as 4 times that amount languish on the infamous waiting list. Number 8, 1959, Statehood. Again, debate rages on. This was seen most clearly in 2009 at the 50th anniversary, when statehood was little celebrated, perhaps out of respect for Hawaiians who had questioned the narrative of its, quote, achievement. While the idea of statehood for Hawaii went all the way back to Robert Wilcox in 1901, Hawaii had long been considered the potential 49th state. But John Burns, on the advice of Lyndon Johnson, allowed Alaska to petition first, with Hawaii riding on its coattails. Hawaii was thought much more suited for statehood than Alaska, which had half Hawaii's population. Number 9. The 1970s, the Hawaiian Renaissance. It's hard to put one's finger on an exact year for this. 1970, 73, and 76 come to mind, but one could not deny that Hawaiians were a rising force in the 1970s, with Kalama Valley, Kaho'olawe, and Hokulea on the move. The idea of Hawaii without Hawaiians, Lauren Thurston had said that Hawaiian demise was a question of when, not if, was firmly put to rest. The 1978 Constitutional Convention enshrined Hawaiian language, created OHA, and began the move toward Kaiapuni, Hawaiian immersion schools. As Del Beasley put it, I mua nā pua o punana leo. Number 10. 1941 to 1946, martial law and the Great Sugar Strike. My mother lived through martial law and spoke of the tar paper on their windows. But it remains an understudied period that brings up questions of civil liberties in the American system. The Great Sugar Strike came hard on the heels of martial law, as I wrote about it in the 1946 Great Sugar Strike. With the promise that there would be no evictions from plantation housing, the strike commenced. 33 of 34 plantations in Hawaii were shut down. Rice was pulled from the shelves of plantation-owned stores in an attempt to break the strike. The strikers had a massive organizing task to feed 75,000 striking workers and their families. Union members hunted and fished to provide food to union kitchens. Unions had their own police in order to maintain discipline and prevent activities like gambling or destruction of property. Parades and entertainment were organized to boost morale. Though meetings could get tense, union committees were run on democratic principles. The union organizers saw the wisdom in creating a spillover into electoral politics, with early victories by Democrats coming upon the heels of the 1946 strike. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more Hawaiian history content, please subscribe. Aloha and ahu.